Hi traders, Adam Ryan here with Optic Trading, and welcome back to another trading tips video. In this video we're going to be talking about how to properly journal and keep a spreadsheet. What metrics should you be using to measure performance so you can improve your trading? First off, let's get to journals, and then we'll talk about spreadsheeting and how the two come together. When it comes to journaling, I keep two different types of journals. So the first journal is where I'll keep a screenshot of the chart. I'll mark out where I got in, where I got out, and I'll also write why I got in, why I got out, what was I feeling, what was I thinking was going to happen in the market, what actually did happen, and anything major that was going on in my life, so I can see patterns if there's any patterns occurring. The next type of journal is market observations, and this is just massive. This is what every trader should do. This is what I attribute a lot of my trading success to, and it was by keeping observations every day, writing down things that happen in the market. So it's a journal. I'm going to show you guys my journal, my current journal I have right here. So it just looks like a normal journal, and I just write down, or sometimes I'll draw pictures in there to just kind of show me what was going on in the market, and I make observations, and I'm still doing that. After 8 years of full-time trading, I'm still writing down observations that I'm seeing in the market, new things happening, because as your skill level grows and as you get more advanced, you start noticing more advanced things and more things that you couldn't see as a newer trader. So I'm going to be writing observations for my whole entire trading career. I'm never going to stop. You never stop getting better. Trading is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a never-ending journey. So you want to keep getting better. You know, market environments are going to change, things are going to change. You want to change with it and adapt with it, and having these market observations is going to help you do that. So I write it every day. I'll write observations that I see in the market. Some days I won't really see much, but if I see something big that I find out that I get an aha moment, I'll write that down right away. I'll review my observations after the close. I'll review them before the open. I'll review them if I have chances during the day just to get better. I'll do my homework. In my homework, I'll be looking at these observations, and that's what gets you better, because the best teacher is the market. You know, there's no better teacher than the market. If you want to be the best trader in the world, the best trader you can possibly be, then you're going to have to go above and beyond other traders. So knowing what they know is not going to be good enough. You have to know what they don't know. So to do that, you need to let the market teach you, make your observations, learn from the market. Now, when it comes to these journals, I have stacks of these journals in my filing cabinet. And over the years, I would internalize this by reviewing them after the close, reviewing them in the morning, reviewing them throughout the day. You know, if I went on vacation or I took a plane, I would take my observations with me, and I would just study them and try to get better and better and make new observations. And that's how I became the trader I am today, by keeping a journal and a spreadsheet and keeping a written journal out where I would just write down by hand, you know, as the day went by. Now, you don't have to write yours out by hand like me if you prefer to keep it on Word document or on the computer or something like that. I just find that it was easier for me while I'm trading. I just quickly write down what's happening during the day. Now let's move on to spreadsheets. So we got our two types of journals that you guys should be keeping. Let's talk about the spreadsheet, what kind of metrics should be using, and then I'll give an example with my own trading, how I use both of them together to improve myself. So the metrics you want to keep, there's a lot of them, so I'm not going to go through every type of metric, but I will leave a link to the Excel spreadsheet journal that I use personally with all the metrics, so you can go through and play around with it and see how you like it. So some things you want to keep are the time of day you're trading. So maybe you're trading better in the open, better near the close, or maybe you don't do good in the afternoon. You want to keep note of this. What times of days are you trading good, so you can dissect that. What time of week as well. Are you doing really good on Fridays and you're not doing so good, or you're not doing really good on Wednesday, and you say, okay, well, every Wednesday we know we get the crude inventory number. Maybe I got to learn how to trade news items better, trade around that added volatility, so you can dissect that. Next thing you want to look at is your drawdowns as well. You want to know, what's your average drawdown like? If you're not measuring it, you're not really going to know. And if you get in a larger than expected drawdown, you'd be like, okay, wait a second here, I'm having a larger than expected drawdown. Let's check. Has anything changed? Has volatility changed? Has the market environment changed? Is anything significant going on in my life that is affecting my focus, my mental performance, all these kind of things? And if you have that spreadsheet, you can dissect them and kind of get better. Next thing you want to look at is your reward to risk. What's your reward to risk ratio and your expectancy? You want to be tracking these so you can know what your reward to risk ratio has to be. I made a video already on the reward to risk ratio, so I'm not going to really dive into it. I'll leave a link in the description for anyone who hasn't seen it, so you can go check that out. Another thing you want to look at is what direction are your trades in. So are you taking trades in the direction of the trend? Are you taking counter trend? Are they neutral? Are you in a balancing market? And how are you performing? Are you performing really well in trend days, not so good in neutral days, or when the volatility is less? You know, are you trading good in a high volatility environment? You want to note these so you can go through them and get better. So you don't want to just say, oh, I'm no good at trend trading, I'm not going to do it. A lot of traders do that. They say, okay, let's just get rid of the things we're not good at and focus on all the things we are good at. Well, yes, you want to focus on the things you're good at. I still look to improve the things I'm best at, but you want to improve the things that you're not good at. You want to be the best possible trader. You don't want to just say, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not going to do it. No, figure out why you're not good at it. You know, and if you have an Excel spreadsheet and a journal, you can do that with ease. You know, it's going to take some work, but at least you have it right in front of you and you can improve that. So the next thing you want to do after you figure out how you were doing in trends is you want to look at your strategy as a whole, and then you want to take it individually. So by setup. So let's say you have 10 setups in your strategy. You want to be tracking each setup individually. So you want to see which ones are performing, which ones aren't performing. And once again, you don't want to just ditch the ones that aren't performing. You want to find out why they're not performing. Now, I want to give an example in my trading, how I used my spreadsheet and my Excel journal all together to help me become a better trader. And what I noticed is I started to do pretty good, but I felt like I was never really getting anywhere, but I felt like my trading was going pretty good. And I looked through my Excel spreadsheet and my journal, and I found out that there was a missing link. There was a hole that needed to be filled, and it was my breakout trades. So my breakout trades were only 18% profitable. You know, I had an 18% expectancy on breakout trades, which is just crazy because I never thought that. At the time, I thought I was doing pretty good. You know, I couldn't believe 18%, but numbers don't lie. So when you have an Excel spreadsheet, you can look through and see the real data. So you can't be fooled by thinking you're a much better trader than you were, because I didn't think that I was at an 18% expectancy with my breakout trades, but I was. So how did I correct that? I went to my journal. I pulled up all my screenshots. I looked at all the breakout trades I've taken, and I looked, was there any similarities? Was there any patterns? How can I get better at this? Then I went to the charts, started looking at the breakouts that I found in my screenshots, and went through the conditions and the environments, what was going on at this time. And I developed my breakout strategy, which is one I use today, from that moment. So from that point, when I had 18% expectancy, I developed what I have today. So that's the same breakout strategy I learned way back then is what I use today. So I'm much more selective when I take my breakout trades, but the profitability is much more higher as well. So if I didn't have an Excel spreadsheet, if I didn't have a journal, none of this would be possible. I'd still be wondering, oh, why am I not doing so well with my trades here? You know, it feels like I'm doing pretty good. So you guys need to have a journal. You need to have an Excel spreadsheet. If you want to trade on a professional level, or if you want to make any kind of consistent profits in the markets, you're going to need to treat it like a professional business. So you're going to need to have an Excel spreadsheet, you're going to need to have a journal, and you're going to need to look at these metrics that I listed. Now, I haven't listed out all the metrics that you should be using, so I will leave a link in the description to the same trading Excel spreadsheet journal that I use personally, so you guys can see all the metrics. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Share the video on social media or any trading forums with your family or friends so we can help as many traders as possible. Best of luck with your trading, and I'll see you in the next video.